every landscape designer will want a slightly different title block. So here's an example of a typical title block. What I've done here is to put the logo and the information about the landscaping company here, its contact details and so on. Over on the left, a space for revisions. It's common to do a revision number 1 or 2 where you revise the design. You may do it, or one of your staff may do it, and you pop the date in there. We come over here, we're going to store the date of the design was done, the initial date, and then the initials of the designer. Here we have some attributes. I'll show you how they work in a moment. So client name, client site address, suburb, and so on. So these will be replaceable pieces of text, as will be the paper size and scale and so on. So there's our title block. Everything's been placed on layer 0. What that means is that as I can decide later on the line weight of the layer that I place this title block on, and this title block will inherit those properties. So I think it's in a state where we can test it. So what I'll do is start with a template, which is just a GardenCAD drawing, and I've put this very same template, I've put this very same title block inside the template. So let's do it. So File and New, we've called it D&M Landscaping. So we go OK. So we're just starting with a template. It looks like any other beginning GardenCAD environment. But if we go to Pages and select Page, can you see that I've put a series of page layouts already in the space? So if we go to A1, which is the most common paper size that this landscaper uses, and say OK, there we have a rectangular border and our title block sitting in here. Once we select the title block and right click and go to Properties, I'll extend this a little. Can you see that because we added attributes to that title block, we can just start filling in information. We don't have to zoom in or worry about the placement of text. So Joe Blogs could be the name, and you can see it's gone in whatever case, gone in the state of my caps lock. I prefer to put caps lock on, and I'll retype that, and then down to the address line, 35 James Street in the suburb, and we'll say suburb and state, and we'll just leave those. So let me now unselect all. Can you see that the information that I'm typing into the title block just goes straight into the drawing sheet itself? So later we'll put our design work in this space here. What I'll now do is go to Pages and select Page. I'll go back to the model and close my properties box. We'll imagine this is a new job, and I'll start working on the new job and create some layout information, and then we can just paste it onto the layout space. Well, let's imagine that I've been working on the design here in model space, and now I want to present that design in paper space or layout space or pages, whatever you want to call it. So I say select a page, pick the A1 sheet, and then I've made a block of the whole design and just popped it into this space. If I go to Properties, you can see in that we're looking at a block, and I've done the same over here, brought in a block of called Advanced Tree Planting. So there's our design presented on a sheet with our title block information. Our logo is there, the details of the client are there, we can enter the scale information and so on. So if we come back via Pages to the model, can you see that, Pages, select page, model, and then OK. Can you see that everything in model space is drawn full size? maybe apart from the north indicator, which means that whenever we make an inquiry of anything here in model space, it'll give us a number that is meaningful as far as we're concerned. Here's a shed 6 by 6, so if we measure roughly across from there to there, we get just about 6,000 millimeters or 6 meters. So we've built in the computer a full-size model, and we're simply presenting it at some sort of scale in layout space or pages space. There's a scale we use. What I do is make a block of the whole thing and insert the block into paper space. If I inserted a scale of 0.1, that's 1 to 10, 0.01 is 1 to 100, and so on.